Alright, Subnauts, there's a habitat that I've built that I want to show off. So I'm out here just floating in the water in the tree spire zone. It's about 1.5 kilometers away from where you start, and I think it's about 500 meters deep here or so. But I'm out here just on scuba alone. But I'm going to go ahead and dive and get down to the bottom and then rove over to where the habitat is. One thing I think that makes a place cozy is the contrast between the inside of the place and the environment in which it's situated. So if you have a place that's well lit and warm, and it's situated in a place that's cold and dark and desolate, the coziness is enhanced. It seems like an extra cozy place. So here we are at the shelf break, and in this one place at the shelf break there is this little ledge, and this little ledge is completely lifeless. There's no plant or animal here. It's dark here and it's cold here, and it's right on the edge of the map facing the void. So, a perfect place to put a warm and cozy habitat.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So first, let's take a look around outside. I like the sandy lifelessness of it. It looks otherworldly. It provides, like I said, that harsh contrast to the inside of the habitat. And out here is the void, where presumably there's nothing desirable. I like the rim of blue lights and how it decays into blue color in the distance. Now here's my garden, my grow beds where I grow the practical plants. And then over here is the decorative grow beds. I'm really disappointed with the variety of plants that you can grow in below zero. And then out here, it's just kind of a bit of an interesting geometric formation. So, does this make you nervous, by the way? You know what's out there. And here he comes. So, anyway, I like the way the light shines on that little curl of rock out there. Now, one thing I really don't like is how these lights that I have put on top of the habitat, they kind of mess up the coloring, lighting. So on the left there is really what it's supposed to look like, and on the right is not what it's supposed to look like. And so it doesn't always look like that. Sometimes it looks right, sometimes it doesn't. But I guess that is what it is. But I'd rather have the lights up there because sometimes creatures swim out there and I want to see them. That's what those observatories are for. We'll see that later. But for now, let's look around inside.
Seek fluid intake.
Right here is the only place I can stand and still be in the world edge. The ladder is in the void, and so is all the rest of it. Well, as you saw, here's the control room, and right here is part of the multi-purpose room stack. This is operations, I like to call it. And here's some custom screens that I made just for some extra immersion. And somewhere around here, there is a love story that has been hidden in these screens. We'll take a closer look at that later. But let me know if you find it. I would be interested in seeing who's astute that way. So, let's see. Up at the top, there's kind of a lounge. You can chill, have your coffee, have a snack, get your day started. And then down a little lower, here is a kitchenette and a dining room. So the kitchenette has all the food stuff, you know, the fever pepper tree and Preston's plant. There's marble melons and Chinese potatoes, the coffee machine, a refrigerator stocked with food and water, cooktop and sink, counter space, water filter, the best bounty hunter in existence, everything a kitchenette needs. So in the dining room, there's, you know, decorative plants and aquariums, and let's see, let's put this stuff back on the wall here so it looks right. But yeah, there's a little lounge here, and there's the shelf break observatory. And then on the other side of this door is kind of the business end. This is a guest bunk. And over here, now I don't really care for the way these walls are put in. I just, you know, it kind of evolved organically, but this is what it is now. And this is the main business room where you take care of stuff. And then over here is, you know, where all the inventory is. And then over here is the moon pools. This first one is dedicated to the sea truck, and right below it is the stack of sea truck modules that hold all the stuff so I can load them quickly. And this one out here has quick access to the outdoor.
Seek fluid intake immediately.
So, yeah, down here is quick access. I park this stack of modules when I'm coming back with a haul, so I can run in here, grab some stuff, run back out, swim up, and sorting in those items is pretty easy. It's a pretty short circuit because it might be a few trips unloading that thing. So let's see what else. This is the little mission cabinet where I can change the things I'm carrying. Let's take a look down a level. Let me get myself
Vital signs stabilizing.
real quick here. Alright. So down there's a nuclear power plant I've never had to use because the thermal plants that are powering this place are just taking care of business. I've never needed to use it, so I just never put a rod in it. Now this is mainly as a sushi factory, but there's a few single fish in there for some decorative variety. and an extra water unit, just, you know, in case you're extra thirsty one day. Now this is what I would call my main bedroom. All the personal pictures and perhaps a document that's being worked on. And we'll get a closer look at that too. Personal effects and, of course, the cat poster. And over here is the lavatory. So, for some reason, I like the idea of there being plants in a lavatory. Now, further down in the tower is, well, I like to have a green room as kind of a place to gather up all the plants and grow them and make sure that they're growing and I can use them to create decorations elsewhere. But in below zero, there's just not a lot of variety, so it ends up being kind of boring. But yeah, I always have one of those. And down here at the bottom is a lounge. This is my favorite lounge. You know, there's some color here and some places to sit, and you can look out at the void. It looks absolutely desolate right out there, and it's so well lit and warm and cozy in here. I love that contrast. Here you can sit and look out into the void, and maybe it will look back into you. What else? What else? One of the things I like to do is sit in this chair here and then look up and watch the currents change, watch the little particles floating around. And sometimes I like doing that in the observatories. Now out here, I'm in the void, so, and the same rule applies whether you're inside a habitat or not. So you know who's on their way right now. But that is the point of these places, and that is the point of those lights that I have placed on top of the habitat. And this can be hypnotic. I love looking at this stuff sometimes. But where are they? There we go. It's nice to get a real good look at these guys. Those sores, those must be Kara sores from 5 years ago. I always wondered about that, if that's just an extra scary element for no reason, but yeah, that fits the lore. Those are definitely Kara scars that healed up some years ago, not more than 5 years ago. If you stand out here long enough, there'll come another one, so there'll be a couple of these guys out here swimming around. So take a good look at them. There he is. Well, that's enough of that. Let's take a closer look at the screens now and see if you can find that love story that's hidden on one of them, because I'd love to see who can discern that. I'm just gonna look at him here. You can pause the video or whatever and see if any of this stuff is plausible. And then let's go look at that other screen that's in the bedroom. If I can figure out how to work these ladders, well, with a small field of view. Sorry about the motion sickness. That's just what the deal is for just a minute. that's about it. We'll take a look out here at these other observatories. See, as of right now, I'm in the void. I love the way the lighting decays towards dark blue as you look out into the distant light sources. Where's my guys at? They should be here any second. There he is. Now this vertical piece here is just to attract the beam from the power plants. Just because I don't like the way it looks when they come down and intersect on a glass piece while you're inside. I find that distracting. Anyway, I love it down here. It's cold and remote and desolate, and I have created a little warm oasis. Now this is my little rock grub buddy. I brought him back and thought I was going to put him in an aquarium, but it didn't work. So I took him out here and turned him loose, and he's been hanging out on the rocks ever since. But that's about it. So what do you think? Let me know.